Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gary gzduels, and you're watching a tag duel. Yes, I know I haven't done a tag duel in a long time, and I apologize. I'm doing a tag duel because one of my subscribers messaged me. He wanted to play with me on DevPro, and we decided, why not? Let's try some tag duels. Over here, I'm playing some TeleDad, which is actually kind of my mistake, because what I wanted to do was I wanted to play my Thunder family deck because my partner told me he's playing a Thunder family deck, so I thought we were synergized very well. But since I'm testing TeleDad, it's like the default deck, and I pressed ready, and so we're not synergizing very well, and I drew a terrible hand. But it's okay. Our opponent isn't that great. When we use the Night Beam, he decides to Dark Bribe the Night Beam. So not only do we get rid of one of his back row, we also get to draw a card. So technically a plus for us, but we don't know what that back row is. So that back row might be something very, very useful to him if he wants to protect it by using Dark Bribe. So we don't know for sure. Now, my partner wanted to go for a synchro play. The opponent just went bottomless, which is a pretty good move, I guess, because my partner could have potentially went for something like Stardust, which would have made the bottomless trap hole useless. And the Yamato during the opponent's turn, during the second opponent's turn, during his partner's turn, will not be able to have access to the crane, so his Yamato will be actually very vulnerable in a tag duel situation, so that's fine. Now my opponent summons Stygian Street Patrol. I tell my partner to try to bottomless that because most likely that player is going to be an Infernity player, and if we have Stygian Street Patrol in the graveyard, or if he goes for a rank 4 Exceed going to Lavalval Chain, that's going to be a really good setup for that Infernity player. So we bottomless it, we deal with both of those moves. Now my hand is something terrible, and I'm just really relying on my partner in order to win this duel. So I'm gonna use the Armageddon Knights effect to bring the Plague Spreader Zombie into the deck. I'd make a terrible misplay right here. I got excited when I saw the Mind Control because what I wanted to do was I wanted to overlay for Lavalval Chain, get the malicious, and we can go for a rank we can go for a level 8 synchro, not knowing that I used Power Duality beforehand. But it's all good because my opponent decides to help us by using Mirror Force. So that was a really good trade. You know, I used Armageddon Knight, I milled a card, I already used this effect, I used a Mind Control, so you know, 2 cards for 2 cards sounds pretty fair. Now our bujin player probably is raging right now because he just his partner just wasted his Yamato, but it's okay. He has like 3 back row, so everything should be okay, and we don't have that much resources in our hand either. So now my opponent has sufficient resources. Our team doesn't have that much. We're just considering what we wanted to do right here. My partner wanted to summon out Hunder and then try to use Hunder's effect, but the opponent activates the I think a Fiendish Chain? Yeah, the Fiendish Chain. And the Fiendish Chain was the middle card. If you guys remember, that's the target that Night Beam wanted to target. So that made me think it's pretty much not worth it. If you're protecting something much stronger, like a Solemn Warning, I would understand. But if you're protecting something like a Fiendish Chain, I can't agree with that decision. So it's totally fine though. Everybody has a different playstyle, but tell me what you guys think about that too. Do you think like that Fiendish Chain, protecting that Fiendish Chain with a Dark Bribe was a good move? I didn't think it was a good move personally. I think Dark Bribe is much more valuable, and you should always use it for something. You know, if I had a Solemn Warning, if you use Dark Bribe, I pay 2,000 life points, and your monster doesn't get negated. So that's pretty good. So the opponent tribute summons Jinzo, freezing all of his back row. So I was like, that's perfect. Thanks a lot, because you know, by freezing your back row, I can do something like a synchro play. I can go with the Armageddon Knight, and I'm going to use Armageddon Knight to ditch the malicious. Now I'm going to use the Plague Spreader Zombie to return one of the malicious from my hand into the top of the deck, which allows my malicious effect to activate in the graveyard, special summoning the malicious I just returned, and I'm going to go for a Stardust Dragon. And I know that you won't have any response to my summon because obviously you locked down all of your traps with Jinzo. I don't know why you would do that, but thanks a lot. It's like a trap stun for us. So I'm going to attack his Jinzo, dealing 100 life points, and I'm going to attack with Armageddon Knight, and it seems like the tides have turned because the Bujin player is basically working with 2 cards in his hand, and our Stardust can do a lot of things. Now, they're making a lot of questionable choices He's using bear, so I understand the bear. Now I make quite a questionable play. My partner questioned me. Well, first let me talk about this Tribute to the Doom. He's activating Tribute to the Doom, discarding one card, so he's minusing himself further, and he's going to get negated. Now I'm going to use a Veiler chaining to the end of his main phase rather than using the Dimension Prison to get rid of his bear. The reason why I wanted to do that was we have a Stardust coming back soon. I don't want to waste something like a Dimension Prison just to save something, not very useful as not as useful as Armageddon Knight. I rather if the opponent suddenly, had enough resources to go for something like a Crimson Blader, I'd rather use the Deep Prison against that. Whereas, for Bear, once the Stardust comes back during the next turn, he could just attack over the bear and it'll be okay. And even if he has Forbidden Lance, it only increases the bear's attack. It only decreases my Stardust attack to 1,700, and I would still have enough attack to get over the bear. So that's why I didn't feel like it was necessary to use Deep Prison. Stardust is much stronger than that, and I think the Deep Prison should be used only to protect the Stardust in a dire situation. But you guys can tell me if that was a good play that I did with the Effect Veiler. I thought since I had 2 Effect Veilers, why not, right? And we get rid of the bear. So tell me if you guys would have preferred me using the Dimensional Prison or using the Veiler. So just tell me. I want to learn as well. So now is my opponent's turn. He has 3 cards in his hand, but his partner, the Bujin player, is just hop decking at this point. So he probably can't count on him for any comeback. If he wants to come back, he has 3 cards, so there's a possibility. But he's going to end his turn right here. Now, I don't have anything good in my hand. I don't have anything good. And I don't want to set the E-Tele either because if I set the E-Tele during my partner's turn, he doesn't have any psychic monsters in his deck. So Emergency Teleport would be a dead card in his hand. So rather, I just wanted to save it for myself. Now, as my partner's turn, I remember that he has Thunder Seahorse, so he's going to get 2 of his Violent Prisms. I know he has Hunder, Hunder, so I think he's just trolling the opponent right now, just attacking directly. Just attacking his monster because he's just stocking up resources in his hand. So the opponent's partner also passes. Now it's my turn. I'm going to discard Malicious. I'm going to normal summon the Diamond Dude. And this is something interesting happened here, which made me really thankful of his Jinzo, because when I summon Diamond Dude, my opponent decides he's going to think that Diamond Dude too much of a hassle, and he's going to Solemn Warning that Diamond Dude. And I was like, great. If that Jinzo wasn't on the field at that time, the Stardust would have been negated by Solemn Warning. But thanks to that Jinzo, our Stardust is on the field and we're controlling the game. Now I have MST, so if the Bujin player is going to set a card, which he does, we're going to end phase MST, and during my partner's turn, he has Hunder, Hunder, as well as Violent Prism, and we should be able to end the game from there. So that was really fun. If you guys want to play tag duels with me, totally cool. I'm down for that. We can make a deck that both of us can synergize with, or we can try out some really wacky combos. But other than that, we win this game, and I thank you guys for watching.